Veto, Valorant's newest agent, has been revealed, and his lore is looking crazy. He's Agent 29, a sentinel from Senegal. He's described in-game as empowered by an unstoppable DNA mutation. Senegalese enforcer Veto defies the rules of engagement by nullifying his opponent's power and technology. On Veto's battlefield, gunplay is your only guarantee. It seems that somehow Veto's genetics have been mutated by a radivore that allows him to shut down enemy utility. In his trailer, we saw a bit of his past before he had this mutation. Veto used to work alongside Teho and Waylay, and we can see that he doesn't have any mutations yet. His left arm and eye are both normal ones. The back of his jacket features the design we saw on his teaser card, which looks really cool. As they're fighting, a grenade hits him, likely causing him to lose his left arm and eye in the process. But through some kind of genetic mutation that we're still unsure about, he gained a radivore arm and eye to replace them. The trailer really shows how his DNA mutates alongside the radivores. His Tier 9 contract card shows him putting up his left hand against the glass of what looks to be holding a radivore octopus. Perhaps he had contact with this radivore before he got hurt? Once he got hurt, his DNA began to mutate and gave him the radivore eye and arm he has now? That's just a theory though, so let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. One really cool thing about this radivore being like an octopus is that an octopus can regenerate their limbs. Just like Veto now has a regenerated radivore arm, and he can regenerate in his ult as well. Senegal is known for their octopus fishery and exports, making this ocean and octopus theme come even more to life. It also happens that the day he's fully released across all regions is National Octopus Day. I see what you did there, right? Another cool nod to this connection is that when you get hit by Veto's chokehold ability, you get deafened. You can't hear game audio, but you hear what sounds like water and waves crashing. It's so cool to see all these little nods to Senegal seep into Veto's lore. His other abilities allow him to teleport using a vortex of what looks like some radivore goop. His interceptor allows him to quite literally delete abilities. His most OP ability, though, is of course his ultimate, where his body seems to almost fully evolve into the radivore, making him immune to all forms of debuff while also regenerating. I'm really curious to find out more about how this ult works lore-wise. So how was Veto recruited to Valorant? Teho knew him from when they worked together, so he asked Veto to be a bodyguard for Mary, Phoenix's younger sister, at her performance of Ego at the first light ceremony in Paris.
Hey, T. Me? A bodyguard? Jamba. Yeah, I can do that.
So, Veto accepted the position of being a bodyguard while also being boots on the ground for Valorant. Why? Because a group from Omega Earth called Atlas was trying to come to Alpha Earth and steal the entire city of Paris, using something called the Megaspike. With this threat, Teho suggested Veto since they'd worked together in the past. He ended up quite literally saving the day, as he ulted and blocked a rocket coming for Phoenix, who was defusing the Megaspike. After the fight had been won against Atlas, we got to see the crew smiling at a restaurant in Paris together, catching up and reliving old memories. It's probably a place that Chambers suggested, but my guy has no chair and is just standing there. It reminded me of this voice line from Clove.
That Chambers dressed like a fancy waiter. Let's ask him for the wine list.
But back to Veto, you can tell from his voice lines with Teho and Waylay that he really respects them and their relationship runs deep.
Teho's over there. I know he's not out here, but shit. I hate shooting him. Man gave me everything. Hey, Waylay. I'm making Panton when we get back. You better get to it before T does.
And going back to this image, the caption for it is Veto saying, "Appreciate the meal, mon ami. Now all I need is a side of pain de queso." Remember that, T? 4 days straight watching one ship. The bread was almost better than the payout. Veto is talking about a time before when he, Teho, and Waylay were on a mission together, watching a ship for 4 days. He mentions a food called pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese bread. Then we got another image showing a glimpse of the trio actually in Brazil with Veto munching on the cheese bread. The caption is Waylay saying, "Did you forget I was there too? You could hardly keep your eyes or your nose on the mission. You must have eaten 400 of those things? Just like Japan, all that soup." Looks like Veto couldn't stay focused on the mission with such good food around, and it's happened multiple times. The most interesting part, though, is that we get to see the ship they're watching. On the side of it, you'll see the word Meridian. That means that this is the Kingdom Meridian ship that crashed into Breeze, the one that Chamber invested in, the one that held the teleportal that KO most likely came out of when he traveled to our timeline. And it might even be connected to Ray's when she was in Berlin at a concert and suddenly found herself on Breeze. I'm super curious to find out how Wele, Tejo, and Vito were involved with the Meridian. We see that Vito already has the radivore mutation arm in this image, so that means his mutation likely happened a while ago. Valorant posted a third image showing us the trio in Japan like Wele had mentioned in the previous post. The caption is Vito saying, "That last place only sold Sukemen twice a year. The waitlist, the queue, the contract, all those obstacles between me and that bowl. And I didn't get a single bite." Sukemen is a dipping ramen, and it seems that they're eating it at the ramen shop on Split. The background matches what mid on Split looked like before they redid some of the map. But what brought them to Japan? And what contract had them in such a hurry to attend to that Vito couldn't even eat his meal? Also, the poor people in the ramen shop look like they're absolutely freaking out as the trio pulls out their guns. I'm hoping we get more of these little teasers about their past because I've been really enjoying them. But let me know your theories. How are they connected to both Breeze and Split? As far as his relationship with other agents go, he's still getting to know them, but I think Vito and Gecko are already getting along well.
Gecko! Nakala, my boy. All kinds of radivore nonsense here today. My arm, your crew. The enemy is not ready.
It seems that Vito and Harbor play board games together too.
Hey, Harbor. You still owe me a Ludo rematch. My losing streak ends today.
Ludo is a strategy board game that's origins are found in India, which is cool to see the two of them play together. Vito and Astra are also getting along well.
Wa Astra, no mudeme. Film club later? I'll bring the attire.
I wonder what kinds of movies they like to watch? And he says he will bring the attire. Does that mean they dress up to watch and discuss films? If so, that's so wholesome. Considering Deadlock's past with radivores, I was expecting a voice line with her about it, but so far, this is the only line he has with her.
Deadlock thinks she can contain us. I will not allow it.
But I'm really curious to see their dynamic around radivore stuff if we ever get that. Vito's voice lines are really cool because you'll notice he uses 3 languages: English, French, and Wolof. Riot dev Sinprol told us that Vito is a polyglot, which means that he can fluently communicate in multiple languages. Of course, his voice actor, Bamar Kane, is also a polyglot, and he voices the French Vito too. Overall, Vito seems like a really cool guy, and his lore is full of potential. I have so many questions about his player card and how that radivore octopus came into his life in such a drastic way. I can't wait to see what we learn about him next. Let me know what you think about him in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye!